Hey there, welcome to a new video. My name is BassTi and today I want to show you a new plugin by iFeature and Prototype.Audio. It's called Thorn and it's a multiband-transient-shaper with lots of controls. It even has a really fun single and multiplayer game inside of it, so make sure to watch until the end so you can find out how to exit the game, and spoiler, it's a shooter. Before we get started, quick note ahead. On my channel you will find everything from production videos over plugin reviews, sample challenges, feedback streams, production streams and so much more. So make sure to drop a like, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. This is what Thorn looks like. You have 4 bands right here, which you can move in the frequency spectrum, so you can determine exactly where the transient shaping is supposed to happen. This is the dial for the volume, so you can exactly say if the low band is supposed to be louder or the lower mids, the higher mids and the highs finally. This control down below is for the transient shaping. Let's have a listen to what it sounds like when we put it on an orchestral drum loop, which sounds like this. And now we can move the different bands. Like let's start with the high band. You can see and also hear that the high end of the transient is being enhanced. If we move it down, we would actually decrease it. So this is the standard value. If we move it down, we would basically smooth out the transient. So let's turn down the knob on each of the bands. And you can see it sounds a little bit less intense. Without Thorn, it sounds more impactful because we move down the sliders here to soften it out. When we increase the slider on all of the bands, you can hear that now the sound sounds really tightened up, which is really, really nice. So you can enhance your transient heavy sounds with that, like this orchestral drum loop. Besides that, as mentioned earlier, we can move the frequency areas and just determine where the transient shaping is supposed to happen exactly. We also have more controls on the right, like the attack. Besides that, we have the body knob in the attack section, which affects the attack. Of course, there is a release section as well. Let's have a look what the release is doing. We have the gating. So lots of stuff is being isolated. And when we move it all the way up, it's less intense and we have more of the original sound coming through. And we can also make it soft or less soft. So in general, we have lots of control to shape our transients, which is insanely versatile for all kinds of sounds. In the character section, we can now activate a clipper and decide if we want to have a soft or a hard clipper. There's a drive knob to push the sound into the clipper and a gain knob to reduce the signal after the clipping. You can also link the drive with the gain. Finally, there's a band crossover section which allows you to change the crossover from 6 decibels per octave to up to 24 decibels per octave. But you have to consider 6 decibels per octave is more smooth, while 24 decibels per octave is a little bit more intense. They also sound slightly different because of the overlapping. Thorn also comes with a ton of presets from your favorite artists like Skybreak, Ivory, Autodrive, Noir, Unison, Phase, Book's Finest, including me as well. You can access the presets via the preset browser and sort by artist, so you can find exactly the presets you want. For example, I made this orchestral drums will love this preset, or without, and now with. I just love how tight it sounds. And this plugin is exactly what I could have needed for my last release, which is out on SoundCloud, my remix for Tynan's song His Name Is, because I included orchestral drums and I wasn't able to manage the transient shaping right. The orchestral drums from the contact library were laid down for orchestral stuff and not for electronic dubstep, so I had to crank them up, but it was really hard finding the perfect sweet spot, and Thorn would have been the best solution for this, and I haven't had this plugin at that point yet, so missed opportunity for those drums I used there. But now, when I want to process orchestral drums, I can slam on Thorn and it will sound exactly like I want it. Without and with. And of course you can dial down the highs if you want. This is just my preferred setup I set up here in the presets. Thorn can also be useful to tighten up your basses and make them sharper, like this tear-out gun loop. This is what it sounds like without. And I made the gun enhancer preset, which just beeps up the transients in the high mids and in the high region without, and now we can mix it in. And now the tear-out gun will sound even heavier when we process it further with distortion and compression. Thorn is also great to use on drum loops like this one. So we have lots of stuff going on, like heads, perks, the clap snare thing and the kick of course. And I made the snappy tight preset to just make the drum loop hit harder. Just look at the difference without and with. I even reduced the transients on the low end so the kick does not get overblown. And then I increased the transients on the lower mids, the high mids, and the highs. And also tweaked the stuff in the tag, the release, and the character section to my needs. You can move the crossovers if you feel like so. And just change the behavior even more. Another great usage is of course percussion loops like this one without. And I made the percussion booster preset. And for example, this other one without and with. And the sound is being controlled by the clipper with the drive and the gain. Finally, you can use Thorn, of course, just on individual drums like claps, kicks, and snares. Let's have a quick look what my transient maximizer preset is doing without and with. And also the kick without and with. And another kick. So I think you get the principle of this. And the snare. We can make sounds more impactful without making them louder in general and just have the maximum amount of control across the 4 frequency bands. If you made it to this part of the video, now I will show you how you can access the game. Let's first increase the size of Thorn. And now we have to press 6 times onto the Thorn logo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Welcome to Thorn.
Now the game has opened and we can select if we want to play multiplayer or single player. Of course, we can't play multiplayer yet because I'm recording the video before the plugin is even out. But let's play single player. And now we can select infiltrators or enforcers. Let's just select the infiltrators. This is like a CSGO type mode. Let's buy the Deagle and confirm. Now the game is starting. And there's even 2 maps inside of this. Here's a picture of the other map. Oh, my aim is usually a bit better. Alright, we won. We won. Let's try the other pistol, the MK23. Confirm.
Round start.
You can even host your own tournaments. If you have other producer homies who also want to procrastinate music. If you are having a creative blog or something. And yeah, we won. Again, GG. Let's buy the MP5.
Round start.
Let's push left again. Oh! Yeah, we got it. Let's try the M4A1 for the final round. I think one match has 12 rounds. Let's play one more.
Round start.
Yeah, this was a perfect run. GG. You can even buy grenades and stuff. There's plenty of options. If you want to play multiplayer, you can just select multiplayer here and type in your name, like in this case, BassTi, and you can create a room or join a room. There will be a browser here and you can play together from around the world. So this is pretty fun to just have some fun times during the productions. That's it for today. Let me know what you think of Thorn in the comments and see you in the next video. Have a great day and goodbye.